Yesterday I made a call to action. I said, this guy steps up and Purdue wins. Lance Jones. He did not. They lost. You have made a call to action for Alex DeBrincat to step up here at this portion of the season.
He steps up. This team makes the playoffs. He steps up in the playoffs, and this team can disrupt some teams. They may win a first. They can win. They could win a first round matchup if he's the Alex DeBrincat we saw through the first 2/3 of the season, which was point a game Alex DeBrincat. Because then you have two legitimate scoring lines out there. You know, they're tinkering with the second line right now. Who's going to play center between DeBrincat and Kane? You know, it has been, I think, Comfer, and then they put Sarnik in there the other game.
Yep.
Okay, I mean, tinkering this late in the season makes me nervous, but whatever's going to work is going to work. Having Kane and DeBrincat out there together, that's really what matters, because those two know what each other can do.
So the skate today, Larkin was centering Perron and Raymond, Comfort between Kane and DeBrincat, Kopp between Fisher and Fabry, Zarnik between Sprong and Veleno.
So they put Zarnik back on the checking line.
Yep. They have Wallman skating with Sherratt in for Sider. Sider wasn't skating this morning. So
Wallman's another one, right?
Mm-hmm.
They gave him a contract, and he's been in and out of the lineup. He's had some injuries, and then he's also just been out of the lineup sometimes. And it's strange because it was like I was going to be Mo Sider's guy, and then it became Sherratt.
Yep. The other young player that has really been a find for them, or they expected eventually him to make an impact, is Simon Edvinsson. The stretch of games before he got called up. All right, so he's been here for 9 games. They were 1-8 in the 9 leading up to his being called up. They were allowing 4.8 goals per game.
Wow.
Since he's been called up, 4 wins, 3 ties, 2 overtime wins. So 6 wins out of 9 games, and the goals per game, 2 full goals less, 2.8. Now, it coincided with Larkin getting healthy. But this was pointed out in a good story by the Birchie Kid on our website, 971theticket.com. Check it out for yourself. Anyway, this is one of those points of contention. It's all awesome and everything, but I'm sure people are going to ask, why didn't they do it sooner?
Yeah, I don't. That's not going to bother me here. I just want to see growth, and they've played much better since he's entered the lineup. I'm glad you mentioned the Larkin stuff too, because that does help out. But dropping 2 goals a game is massive. Mm-hmm. The 2.8 number is still high. There's nothing to write home about when you give up 2.8 goals per game. You'd like to get that down somewhere below 2.5 and feel much better about it. But I like the direction they're going. I would love to see an off season where we come into the fall and then Simon Edvinsson is bulked up. He's put muscle on that frame, because he is a large individual, and right now he's large and lanky. He's learning on the fly what the NHL game's about, but he's a very quick study. I like what I see from Simon Edvinsson.
Well, the one thing that became clear today is when we started talking about the Red Wings and this hockey game, fans feel like it's the fans that reached out to us today. There was a good portion of you that really feel like this is do or die for Lalonde. Some people think it's do or die for Yzerman. I don't think that is or should be the case necessarily. I understand the importance of it, and I'm not at that point yet. I think if you miss the playoffs, if they lose this game tonight, they're behind the 8 ball, but they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. They're not out of it. Now, with a Washington team that's not been playing well, and a Red Wing team that I thought in the loss